Hello there. On this video we'll be looking at how we'll be discussing quadratic functions. Now basically the question we're doing on this video is going to be on how to plot or graph a quadratic function quickly, because there are different ways by which you can graph a quadratic function. Either you plot a table of points, or you graph them using some certain informations. Now what we're doing on this video, or what we'll be doing in this video, is how to graph a quadratic function using this following information, that is the shape of the graph, which is 1. The next information is the axis of symmetry, the vertex, the y-intercept, and the x-intercept. So all these 5 properties of a quadratic function are what I'm going to use in graphing this quadratic function here. So let's start. Now what the question says is you're given a function x squared plus 6x plus 9, and then you're told to graph the quadratic function by first determining the shape of the graph, then next you find the axis of symmetry of the graph, then third you find the vertex, the fourth you find the y-intercept, and then lastly you find the x-intercept. Now having done all these informations, you can then plot your quadratic graph. So let's start by finding the first information, which is finding the shape of the graph. So which is 1, the shape of the graph. Now how do I know the shape of a graph? Now you recall, whenever you're given a function f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. Now whenever your a is greater than 0, that is whenever the coefficient here, the coefficient of x squared here, whenever it is positive or strictly positive, the shape of the graph is concave up. But then whenever the coefficient here is less than 0, then the shape of the graph is concave down. Now the function we are given is f of x equals x squared plus 6x then plus 9. So my coefficient here is 1. Now when we compare f of x equals 1x squared plus 6x plus 9 with this general form of a quadratic function here, you would observe that your a is 1, your b is 6, while your c is 9. Now looking at this, since a is 1, our a here is greater than 0, so we expect the shape of the graph to be concave up. So we expect the shape of the graph. So now we already know the shape of the graph, so let's go ahead and find the axis of symmetry. So that is 2, the axis of symmetry, the axis of symmetry. So how then do I find the axis of symmetry? Anyway, let me explain what we mean by axis of symmetry here. Now when you're given a graph, now since we know this is the shape of the graph, so let's say we have this to be the shape of a graph. Now the axis of symmetry is a line that divides the graph into 2 equal halves. That's the line that divides the graph. And then the point that we have here, which is this point here, so let me use this color here. This point here is called the vertex. It's called the vertex of the graph. So now how then do I find the axis of symmetry? Anyway, the axis of symmetry, that's the equation of this line here, is given by the formula x equals negative b divided by 2a. So let me just put that in brackets. So this is the equation of the axis of symmetry, x equals negative b over 2a, while the coordinates of the vertex here, this vertex here, is given by, that is the vertex is given by negative b all over 2a, comma f of negative b all over 2a. So this is the coordinate of the vertex here. But I want to find the axis of symmetry. So let's go ahead and find the axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative. Now my b here, my b is 6, so it's going to be negative 6 divided by 2 times a, that's 2 times 1, which is 2. So this is going to be negative 3. So in other words, my axis of symmetry is simply x equals negative 3. So this is my axis of symmetry. So I've gotten my axis of symmetry. So let me go ahead and find, next thing is the vertex. The vertex, how do I find the vertex? So that is 3 is the vertex. So we said from what we have here, it says the vertex is the coordinates in which the x coordinate is negative b over 2a and f of negative b over 2a. Now negative b over 2a has been gotten here to be negative 3. So the vertex is negative 3 and the function value at negative 3. So since what we have here, our f of x equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. So to find f of negative 3, so f of negative 3 is just going to be 3 squared, then plus 6 times 3, then plus 9. So this is 9 plus 18 plus 9. Okay, this would be negative, this is negative 3 here, this is negative 3 squared, so I should have kept my negative 3 here. So the negative affects all of them here. You have negative 3 here, and then this becomes negative 18. Sorry for that. So and this is going to give us 0. So this is the vertex we're looking for is, so therefore the vertex is negative 3 and then f of negative 3, which is 0. So now we have our vertex. So let's go ahead and find what's the next thing we want to find? The y-intercept and the x-intercept. So that is 4, the y-intercept and the x-intercept. Anyway, let's start with the x-intercept. So we said the x-intercept is the x value when the function itself equals 0. So we want to find x when f of x is 0. So since our f of x equals x squared plus 6x plus 9, so when we set this to be 0, what we'll have is x squared plus 6x plus 9 equals 0. And then when we factorize this, what we would obtain is x plus 3 into x plus 3 equals 0. And then we obtain x equals negative 3. So the x-intercept is just going to be negative 3, 0. This is what we have for our x-intercept. And then lastly, the y-intercept. That's the y-intercept. So we said the y-intercept is the value of y when x equals 0. So let's go ahead and find that. So when x equals 0, so you know our f of x, so write that again, f of x equals x squared plus 6x plus 9. So when x equals 0, so all this here becomes 0. So we'll have is going to be f of 0, which is going to be 0 plus 9, and that is 9. So our y-intercept is just 0, 9. So now we have our x-intercept, we have our y-intercept. Okay, this is the y-intercept, this is the x-intercept. We have the vertex, the coordinate of the vertex. We have the axis of symmetry, and then we also have the shape of the graph. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to plot the graph of the quadratic function. So let's just construct the sketch here.